In this video, we're going to have a look at what must be the easiest way to add this bottom menu that you see here at the bottom of the screen to your website. Not only can you customize the icons as well as the pages and the links that you see, but it also has these nice integrated shopping features. So for example, I'm on the web shop here. I have 4 items with a total of $130. If I was to add another item, let's add another item. You'll see that the number of items in the cart now moves up to 5 and the total went up by the $2. So that's a live integrated update that's available. If I then click on that icon, it'll take me through to the cart page and I can complete the purchase. The nice thing about the search feature is that when you click on it, the search entry form field slides up. You can then type in what you're searching for, and the search results then appear on your search page. So 2 very nice features, but of course you can customize and make this your own. So to look at the name of the plugin, I'm going to head over here to the WordPress admin, and you'll see that I have this plugin here called WP Bottom Menu installed. So let's view those details. So you can have a look. So this is the icon that you're looking for, the WP Bottom Menu, and it's a very basic free plugin that you can use then to integrate into the bottom of your screen. And how does it work? Very simple. Once you've installed the WP bottom menu to your website, click on settings. And when you click on the settings, you'll see here that the customize opens within WordPress. And we open on the page that says then WP bottom menu. So we're here on the page, and if we want to see the preview, we can just select a different screen size. And you can of course set the breakpoint for this menu to appear. So let's head over to the first tab of the settings, and you'll see here that you have an option then for the icons to choose from Font Awesome 4.7 or Font Awesome version 6.1.1. Now, when you're going to use the Font Awesome items, there is a second plugin that you might need to install if you don't see the icons displaying in the preview. And that plugin that we need to install then is the Font Awesome plugin. Let's have a look at that. So it's the Font Awesome plugin, and if we go and look at the view details, you'll see that it's the standard Font Awesome plugin, and we're looking for that little flag on the flagpole. That's the icon to look for, and we just install that. No need to do anything else except install, and then it'll work. So let me show you how this all fits together then. We have the Font Awesome choice then. We then have this active the menu. So this is the breakpoint. At the moment it's set at 1024. If you wanted it just for mobile, you could maybe look at dropping that right down. I'm going to leave it then at 1024. If you want to have this active for any screen size, just tick the tick box there, and then you'll see here that when we go to any screen size, you'll have this menu across the bottom. So something to consider. If you were running something special like a promotion, then maybe you'd want to have a promotional page visible, but really up to you how you use it. I'm just going to leave it to be applied to the more mobile screen sizes. So let's reduce that screen size again. And then you have the option to open links in a new tab. So in this particular case, we can keep those links in-house. If you were doing a promotion that required a link to another page or an external website, of course, that would be a good way to apply. And then we have the menu Z index, and that's just to ensure that the content of the bottom menu fits above the content of the website, so that when you're scrolling your web page, it doesn't scroll over on top of the menu. So those are the basic settings. The next one we'll look at is the conditions. So over and above the screen size, you can also set conditions for this menu to apply. You can also reverse the condition. So at the moment, I've said it must be on the entire site. So if I reverse that condition, then of course it's not going to appear anywhere because I've said don't apply to the entire site. But that's not really a condition that you would set. So for example here, if I said only to display on WooCommerce, then the menu would only apply on the WooCommerce elements. So I'm going to publish that, and I'm going to head over here to the website, and let's go over to a mobile view, and you'll see here that the menu isn't showing. If I go over to my conditions now and I say reverse the condition, In other words, what I'm saying is show it on all the pages except WooCommerce. Head back to the website, refresh, and now you'll see that the menu is visible. If I then reverse that condition again, now it'll apply just to WooCommerce pages. So to show you what that means, if I refresh now on the home page, it's not going to show. So then I'd have to use my mobile menu to head over to the shop. So there we go. So I'm going to head over to the shop. And when I load up the shop, you'll see that I do have the bottom menu. If I click on the basket, you'll see that it appears on the basket. And if I go to the checkout, you'll see that it appears on the checkout. But if I go to any other page, like the home page, it won't show. So just something to consider. In most cases, though, you'd probably want it to be showing all the time. So I'm not going to use that condition. You can also then extend it further to single archives, but you can't extend it to two. So once you've selected WooCommerce, you can't say WooCommerce and a single page. Once you're in WooCommerce, though, you can select other pages within WooCommerce. So if I say only display it on product tags, that's great, but I can't say product tags and product categories. So just something to think about when it comes to setting the condition. I'm going to let's see. I'm going to have it show on the entire site. So we're not going to have basically what we're saying here is no conditions. And then you can also select the user role. So that's also nice because if you only want this to be visible to people logged into your website, you can choose their user role. For example, maybe customer. Then once they've logged in as a customer, that menu will appear. But once again, I would imagine you'd want that to appear or show to all visitors. So that's how you can use some basic conditions to set who can see it. We then head over to the more creative side, which is the customize, and here you can do a couple of creative things. If we start here at the top, you'll see that the search input placeholder text. So that would be the placeholder text here that you see search. Maybe you want to see, say, search products. And now you'll see that when you select the search, it now says search products. Then you have the menu font size, and then you also have a menu icon size. So at the moment, the font size is very small at 10. If we move it up to a standard size of, say, 16, there you'll notice immediately that the size is larger, easier to read, and maybe on a mobile device, that will be a little bit better. We then have a look at the menu icon size. So at the moment, it's set at 20. If I was to make that, let's say I decided I want to make that 30, so it's nice and big, then there you can see nice big icons at the bottom of the page. And if we then go to the mobile site, you'll see that it's the smaller screen that's going to get a little bit squashed now. So we do need to find a happy medium between the two. So maybe on the font size, we want to look at maybe a maximum of 14 and a menu icon size with a maximum of, say, 24. And that might be just enough. The next option that you have is this menu padding. If we drop that down to 10, it'll just create a little bit more space around the icons. And you'll see there's a change in distance above and below, as well as from left to right. So now on a slightly larger screen, that's looking fine, but it does look like there's not enough space at the top or the bottom. So maybe good menu padding is probably around 15. And then you have just enough space above, below, and to the sides. In the next set of options, then we start to look at color. So you can change the color of the text, hover and active colors. You have the menu icon color, the menu icon, hover and active color, and then you can also change the menu background. So if I made that black, for example, then you would immediately then have this black bar across the bottom of the screen. So let's publish that and we'll have a look on a mobile device or a better simulated mobile device. So there you can see the effect then of changing the bottom color. In this case, though, there are some elements on the page that are black, so it can get a bit confusing. And so for me, in this particular case, then the menu background color, by going with a blue, it did make it a little bit easier then to differentiate from the rest of the page. But That's what it would look like with a very solid, bold black background color. If you decided not to go with a color and we just make that the default of white, then you'll see that it does have this slight drop shadow at the top. So let's just change the menu text color. We'll just make it black, and the menu icon color, we'll make that black as well. And then the menu, well, the hover active color, we'll make that blue. So now you have a much cleaner look, and then the active color, text color, will make that black as well. So now you can see all the elements are visible again on the white background. And if we have a look at that on the screen, then you'll see you have this nice, very clean look at the bottom of the screen, and that can also work. You'll see now that the pricing stayed yellow, and that's because the pricing colors are set a little bit lower down. So here we get to the customize the cart item, and I'm going to change that now then to, I could make that red so it looks like a notification, and that works really nicely. You also have the option now to show the cart count and the cart total. So if we deselect the cart total, it's still going to show here, but if we refresh it on the website, then that cart total shouldn't be there. Right, so the cart total isn't there, and we also have the red number 5. If you don't want the cart count to show, that you can disable by selecting the show cart count. So we publish that, and now you'll see that the count is gone. So I do prefer to have the count, so I'm going to activate that count again. If you decide not to show any of the titles, you can do that as well. So here's that little button above the customize cart item that says disable title. So we've disabled that. We'll go back to the website, refresh, and now you'll see that there are no titles. So that's a very clean look. The downside though is that if I do now activate the show cart title and publish, unfortunately then you're not going to see the cart title displayed. So to get the cart title to display, you do need to make sure that disable title is not selected, and we'll publish. And now when we go back to the website, the titles are back and we can see the cart total. So you need to have the title showing for the cart total to display, but you can disable the cart total and still keep the titles of the different buttons. So that's just how that particular set of settings work, but you can now go ahead and create something really nice for the bottom of your web page. Even with the clean white background, it works because then it has this kind of line and drop shadow, and it creates a differentiator between the bottom menu and the product. So even on the shop page, you'll see that as you scroll, it works really nicely. So yeah, whichever way you want to do it, but either way works great. And then we have the menu items, and this is where you can really get creative with what you want to include. So first off the bat, then if we open up a menu item, for example, the home page, you'll see that we have the home page as the menu type, but we can select something else. So we could go WooCommerce cart, WooCommerce account, search for product, or search for post. So in this case, of course, it's search for product, but you could also make that a search for post. Let's head over to the next one. So the next one would have been the shop. Then we had the account, then the cart, and then the search. If you wanted to add something that was custom, we could add a new field, and then in that menu item, we could select custom. And this is where you could select a custom link off the website page or still part of the website. So if, let's say we were running a promotion on a particular product. So let's have a look and see. We have this this belt on sale. I'm going to right click on the belt and copy the, let me just go back to the belt here and copy the link address. And then I'm going to go back to my menu item and I can paste that in. So now we are promoting the belt. And then of course we have the menu type, then is custom, we have the title, and now we can add an icon. And because we're going with Font Awesome, we can head over to the Font Awesome website. And once you're on the Font Awesome website, we'll head over to the search icon. And once we're on the search icon, we'll tick the free. So now we're on the free icons, and that is a belt. I'm not sure that there will be a belt icon. So let's have a look. So typed in belt, that looks like a belt, but it's bacon, that's cheese. So you could have a look for something here, maybe a gift. So let's look at gift. So maybe you want to make this as a gift icon. We select the icon, and we see here that the abbreviation is FA-gift. We'll head over to the customize, and then where we type in the icon, it'll be FA-gift, and the icon is then automatically pulled through. Let's add a title. So let's say gift idea, maybe just gift. And then the text is pulled through. And now perhaps what we want to do is move that menu sequence around. I'll pull that all the way up to the second item. And now we have the home page, gift, and then the shop. Once you're happy, publish. And I'm going to head back to the website. Let's look at the mobile view and refresh that. And now we should have the gift icon. And there we have the gift icon in our lineup. So that's how easy it was to add. So the reason why we, just to show you here on the Font Awesome again, if I go back here to the plugin page, and this really depends on how your theme or your website is set up, go over to plugins. So if you install the WP bottom menu and you don't see the icon appearing, so what was interesting is that when let me refresh this page now without that plugin, and you'll see now that even, let's just refresh. So you'll see here that the gift icon is showing with the Font Awesome uninstalled, but the shop icon isn't. So it looks as though this theme or website has a couple of Font Awesome icons that are part of the website, but not all of them. And that's why if you do this on your website and you see that the icon you've selected on Font Awesome, so in this case, this referred to the shop icon, and I chose this one, and you'll see it was FA-shop. And if I go over here to the shop, so it's the third one, you'll see that I have entered FA.shop, but on the website, FA-shop doesn't bring up the icon. So to resolve that, it was just a case of installing the Font Awesome plugin, activating, and now when I refresh the website, the icon is back. So that's what you can do if an icon doesn't show. Maybe you need the Font Awesome plugin, maybe you don't. But that's pretty much then how the plugin works. That's all the different settings, menu items, and we can close that now. And yes, now we have this mobile type of menu added to our website very easily, and we can customize it to a fair degree to look and work the way that we want. So just to recap then, back to plugins, WP bottom menu, let's view the details. And that is quite possibly the best bottom menu plugin that I came across. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, and thank you for watching.